Morning everyone. This class is about respiration in organisms. See, the other classes are given in the description box. You can follow. So let us take the cellular respiration. Cellular respirations are of two types. One is aerobic respiration and another one is anaerobic respiration. So what is aerobic respiration? In the sense, with the use of oxygen, that is, the cellular respiration takes place only in the presence of oxygen, whereas the anaerobic respiration takes place without oxygen. Okay, so the cellular respirations are of two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. And what is cellular respiration? In the sense which takes place within the cell. Respiration takes place within the cell, and what is this? The taking in of oxygen and the giving out of carbon dioxide, that is called as external respiration. Okay, the accessories are the lungs, and these are the alveoli which are present in the lungs. So the gas, that is the atmospheric air, comes inside and it fills the alveoli, and from the alveoli the red blood cells absorb the oxygen, okay, as well as it releases the carbon dioxide also. So this is called as external respiration, and this is cellular respiration in the sense which takes place inside the cell. And as a result of the respiration, the energy we get, okay, that is during the different chemical reaction, the energy will be released. We are going to see one by one. See what is happening during the cellular respiration. In the sense, this is the glucose molecule. This molecule is prepared by the plants, so we take through the food material. What we are taking, in the sense, in the form of glucose. So glucose burns. For that burning, it needs oxygen. So along with the oxygen, the glucose burnt and gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. So that energy will be utilized by various functions of the body. Okay, so this is called a cellular respiration. What is cellular respiration? In the cell, the glucose is burnt with the help of the oxygen, and it releases carbon dioxide as well as water molecule and the energy. Okay, energy in the sense in the form of ATP. Okay, that will be utilized by the cell for the various activities. Now let us see what is glycolysis. So glycolysis is a set of reaction. Actually 10 sets of reaction takes place in this, which converts the glucose into the pyruvate or lactate. It depends upon the reaction. Okay, and the glycolysis is also called as EMP pathway. Why it is called as EMP pathway? In the sense, it is named after the scientist Gustav Ebden, Otto Meyerhoff, and Jacob Carol Barnas. So the first letter is taken into consideration and it forms as EMP pathway. EMP pathway means the scientist who discovered this one. The name is given after the scientist, whose name is Gustav Ebden, Otto Meyerhoff, and Jacob Carol Barnas. Okay, let us see what is glycolysis, how this is happening. What are the 10 different reactions? The first reaction you can see here, this is the glucose. In the first reaction, the glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Here, ATP is required. So energy is required to convert the glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. The enzyme which is involved in this is hexokinase. So here ATP is converted into ADP, adenosine triphosphate, adenosine diphosphate. Okay, so this reaction, what is happening here? The glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. The enzyme which is involved in this is hexokinase. And next one is a reversible reaction, that is glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. This may be reversible. And here the enzyme which involved in this is phosphohexose isomerase. And next reaction, this reaction needs an energy. So here one ATP is taken and that is converted into ADP. So fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Keep in mind, carefully listen. The fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Here the enzyme involved is phosphofructokinase. 1. Okay, next reaction, here the energy is not necessary. So this is a reversible reaction. Fructose 1,6 biphosphate is converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Okay, here the enzyme which is take part is aldolase. And the next one is, see here, you have to listen. The fructose 1,6 biphosphate is converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate as well as dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Okay, so these two byproduct are there after this reaction. Okay, this reaction gives rise to two byproduct. What are they in the sense? Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Okay, the enzyme involved in this is aldolase. Next, if you see, this is a reversible reaction. What is happening here in the sense, these byproduct are converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Okay, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And here the enzyme involved in this is triose phosphate isomerase. And next reaction is also a reversible reaction. Here the 2NAD is converted into NADH plus 1 electron is released. Here the enzyme involved in this is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And 1,3,5-phosphoglyceraldehyde glycerate is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate, and here the ADP is converted into ATP, that is 2-ADP is converted into 2-ATP. 2 molecules of ATP is produced here. The enzyme which involved in this is phosphoglycerate kinase. And now 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate. This is a reversible reaction. Here the enzyme involved is phosphoglycerate mutase. And next, the 2-phosphoglycerate is converted into phosphoethinopyruvate. Phosphoenolipyruvate. And here 2 molecules of water is released outside. The enzyme involved in this is enolase. And next one is the phosphoenolipyruvate is converted into pyruvate, 2 molecules of pyruvate. Here the enzyme involved is pyruvate kinase, and 2 ADP molecules are converted into 2 ATP molecules. So this is the reaction which is happening during glycolysis. This is preparation phase. Up to here is a preparation phase, and here it is payoff. Payoff in the sense the ADP molecules are converted into ATP molecules where the energy is produced at this part. Okay, this is the reaction takes place during glycolysis. Let us recall one by one. All the energy required for the life process is obtained by the oxidation of the macromolecules that we call as food material. And here you can see the cyanobacteria. So only the green plants and cyanobacteria can prepare their own food. So by this process, by the process of photosynthesis, you all learnt the lower classes from 6th, isn't it? So They trap the light energy and convert it into chemical energy that is stored in the bond of the carbohydrates like glucose, sucrose as well as starch. Okay. So what is cellular respiration in the sense? The breaking of the CC bonds, that is the glucose in the sense C6H12O6, isn't it? So 6 C's are there. So breaking down the CC bonds of complex compound through oxidation within the cell, that leads to the release of considerable amount of energy, which is called as cellular respiration. Okay, and the compounds that are oxidized during this process are known as respiratory substrates, are called as respiratory substrate. See, you have seen so many things, isn't it? These are all involved in this glycolysis, that is cellular respiration, that is called as respiratory substrate. Okay, and plants, unlike have no special systems for breathing or gaseous exchange. So what are those? In the sense, it is stomata and lentils. This is in plants, okay, that allow the gaseous exchange by diffusion. What is that? The plants have the respiratory system or the part which involved in the gaseous exchange or stomata or lenticels. Okay, and glucose is a favored substance for respiration. The cellular respiration, the most important substrate is the glucose. From where we are getting the glucose? We are getting the glucose from food material. And breaking of CC bonds of complex organic molecules by oxidation cells, leading to the release of lots of energy, that is called as, this process is completely called as cellular respiration. Okay, the initial stage of cellular respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. Initial stage alone takes place in the cytoplasm. The rest of the thing takes place in the mitochondria. Okay, each glucose molecule is broken through a series of enzymes catalyzed reactions into two molecules of pyruvic acid. This process is called as glycolysis. So at the end process, how many pyruvate we are getting? In the sense, two molecules of pyruvate we are getting each and every glycolysis. Each and every molecule of glucose we are getting two pyruvate or pyruvic acid. Okay. So the pyruvic acid is the key product of glycolysis. Under anaerobic conditions, either lactic acid fermentation or alcohol fermentation occurs. So fermentation takes place under aerobic condition in many prokaryote, unicellular eukaryotes as well as in germinating seeds. Make a note of all those things. Okay. In eukaryotic organisms, aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen only. Pyruvic acid is transported into the mitochondria. So the glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm, and another one cycle which is takes place inside the mitochondria. So the pyruvic acid from cytoplasm is transported to the mitochondria, where it is converted into acetyl coenzyme as well as which release the carbon dioxide. And GIAS Academy is giving robotics in collaboration with Bharatidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. It is a certified course, and the course cost is only 450. We are giving two different schools. So the schools who are interested to give robotics to your children can contact this number and make use of this course. This is a very, very important course. The top scorers will be called to the university and they will be honored by the VC of the Bharatidasan University. So let us go into the class. There are three major ways in which different cells handle pyruvic acid produced by glycolysis. One is lactic acid fermentation, another one is alcoholic fermentation, and aerobic respiration. Fermentation takes place under anaerobic condition in many prokaryotes and unicellular eukaryotes. For the complete oxidation of glucose to carbon dioxide and water, however, the organisms adapt Krebs cycle, which is also called as anaerobic respiration. This requires oxygen supply. And aerobic respiration is the process that leads to a complete oxidation of organic substances in the presence of oxygen and releases carbon dioxide, water, and a large amount of energy in the present in the substrate. This is called as aerobic respiration. So what's aerobic respiration? It is the process that leads to a complete oxidation of organic substance in the presence of oxygen. That already we have seen that. Okay, this is just a recall for you, and it releases the carbon dioxide, water, as well as a large amount of energy. Aerobic respiration takes place within the mitochondria. Aerobic respiration where it takes place? Within the mitochondria. This is very, very important. So make a note where it takes place within the mitochondria. Let me take the small pointer. Now the final product of glycolysis is already we have seen, it is pyruvate and transported from the cytoplasm into the mitochondria. It's a recall. Okay, so make a note, and all the important topics videos are given in the description box, so make use of it, and wherever you are getting doubts, just go and click it and refer it. Okay, the complete oxidation of the pyruvate, stepwise removal of all the hydrogen atom, leaving 3 molecules of this we see in the next class. Okay, the passing of the electrons removed as part of the hydrogen atom from the molecular oxygen. This class, a detail of this class we will see in the next class. Okay, this is just a hint I am giving here, what we are going to see in the next class. Okay, that is the Krebs cycle. JAS Academy is giving JEE and NEET for the classes 6 to 10. It is a foundation program, and advanced program is for class 11 and 12. So interested schools or interested members can contact for the online courses, and the fee is affordable. You can contact the following numbers to get details. Thank you. Thank you so much. Subscribe this channel as well as share this channel to your friends, those who are preparing for NEET. This is very, very, very useful classes. All the important topics are given in the description box. So go and search it. Search and get benefit from this class. Thank you. Thank you so much.